Hi everybody. Someone had asked me if I would do a reading, so what I'm going to do is a general reading for February, and I'm going to use, this is the Gilded Royale, because it's a neutral deck and everybody can easily understand the symbols. So I'm going to pick 3 cards, and my intention with the first card is to read the energy that we're now kind of coming out of. So I'm going to just pick them at random here. Okay, so what we have here is the 8 of Cups, and that's what it looks like in this deck. So if this is the energy that's winding down, then we have recently seen ourselves or felt ourselves spending more time, quiet time, alone, and reevaluating some of our emotional feelings perhaps about relationships, relationships to others, relationships to ourselves, or to the things around us. Sometimes this card, really does bring a fair amount of healing with it, I feel. You're going off and spending that time alone and really looking inside, hopefully. And, with emotional healing, also physical healing can come. So I think that if you found yourself in this state and you're now just unwinding from that energy, well, take a look at the mountains in the back of that card there. So if you've ever run up a hill and tried to run down a hill, you have to take great care to run down the hill as much as you do going up, if not more. So if you're unwinding from this energy, I would say to continue to take care of your physical health as well as your emotional health. In other words, don't run down too fast. So slowly unwind from this time of spending time alone. Also the 8s always do have the essence of mastery. So perhaps, during this time you were really thinking about, how to master your emotions. Or perhaps there have been situations in relationships that maybe you just weren't quite happy with the way you handled that, and you're trying to master that more as well. So all these things can be encompassed here. It's very nice throughout the year to have these quiet times. I think it enriches us and it builds us up for what's to come. So the next card I'm going to choose, kind of asking, what is the main focus we will have for February? So hold on then. Okay, this is really nice. This is the 2 of Cups, and that really, boy, that's interesting because, February is the 2nd month, and that number 2 is strong here. Also, of course, we do, many people celebrate Valentine's Day during that month, during February. So that speaks of relationships. But before we get to the relationships, because evidently, the cups are strong here right now, but let's talk about the inner workings of this card and the connection to ourselves in this card and to the divine in this card. Because not everyone is in a partnered relationship. Of course, we have relationships with everything around us. So, in a way, all that can be added to this card. But when we talk about even just our relationship, the most important, to the divine, and that I think also is highlighted regardless of what we're doing, whether we're even in a love relationship or not. It's really that energy that we're allowing to recognizing that's in us, the love of God, Goddess, whatever we call that, and transforming that energy into something that we can really give out and to something that can balance us, because the 2s do speak of balance. Now let's talk about that just for a minute. This is such a lovely card because we tend to get in a rut saying the same terms over and over again, and people say, well, let's balance the male and female energies. Well, when we're talking about that and energy from the divine, let's try to put it in a really practical way, because I know when I'm reading old text, alchemical texts, or whatever that is, I really like to kind of like boil it down to how we can use that in a very practical, everyday way, because a lot of times things were written in a slightly cloaked manner. So you just have to try to uncloak that and understand. So one way, if you just think about how, even how our minds or how our brains are structured, we do have the right side, which controls the left, and the left brain, which controls the right side of our body, and one is considered more masculine and one is more feminine. So, even just to balance that out and make sure that, we're not going too much one way or another, but that we're spending time engaging in creative and intuitive activities as well as the analytical activities and the ability to put boundaries and say no. Then we have a little bit of a balance. And then, of course, in between those two is, the pineal and our gateway to heaven. And it's almost, it's a stretch, but it's almost here too. You see, that would be Venus, I believe, that planet and that bright star in between the male and female faces there. But, okay, so I covered a little of that. Now let's talk about, the relationship issues, okay, whatever, that looks like we will be focusing on this month. They could be friendship, certainly they could be romantic. The water here is very calm. It looks so inviting and calm. So nice to swim in that emotional water when it comes to romance. Like I said, not everybody's in a relationship though. Partnership, I mean. So, but I would say that, for those of you who are in a nice, in a romantic relationship, rather than giving that obligatory gift, it would be very nice and thoughtful to really go a little deeper, to just to really think about what would really make your partner happy. I think when this card comes up, you can see there's a rainbow flowing between the two cups, between them evenly, and to be able to give something that they really want. Because I have to say, I can't remember the cards and the hearts and things that were given to me by boyfriends, but what I do remember is times of great tenderness and certainly of great passion. Those are the memories that, personally for me, that last with me, and I'm sure I'm not alone in that. And to give that is much more beautiful and powerful. So to really understand what it is that your partner wants, and also because this card is about balance, as I said. So also to be able to receive and to really open up and allow ourselves to receive what it is that our partners are giving us. That energy can flow back and forth in a very nice way to build us up. Now, if your situation is not so nice and you're finding that there's a lot of imbalance in your partnership, then it's time to if it can't be balanced, then you might want to consider a change. But I would say all of that will be, depending on what part of the side of that coin you're on, all this will be something important for us to look at in February. Now, keep in mind when I do these readings, these are general readings. This isn't for a person here. So that's why I'm trying to cover, different scenarios here. So let's look at, let's choose the last card. And what I'm going to do is with the intention of what is our result of these, of our choices that are now being, that will be made in February. So what is the result at the end of the month? Okay. All right, it looks like we have the Six of Swords here. Now in this deck, you can see this woman, she is not weary and forlorn, whereas a lot of decks you see people that look very sheltered or sad and they're being paddled, but she's actually paddling her own beautiful boat there. And she is absolutely dressed for the journey. She's prepared for this journey. The waters actually already look calm, and there's life below her here. There's a frog there and ferns. The boat's actually, it looks kind of like a swan, and that also actually there's a tendency for that totem to connect up with romance as well and love. So it seems to me that the choices we will be making with this card here will bring us peace at the end of the month, mental peace. like I said, the waters are very calm. And, you know, whatever it is, whatever choices we make, when we shift into a time of that mental calmness and peace, it really allows other things to come in for us that are much needed. So, you know, it could be a time of you're feeling able to meditate a little better, a little stronger, a little longer. But also, when the mind is calm, you know, then it can be used for what it's really, you know, meant to be used for. Then new ideas can come in, or even picking up on old ideas. But that, you know, which can lead to creativity and lead to new things coming in. So I see this as a positive card. And, you know, we're not moving back in that direction of the Eight of Cups of that first card. We're moving on in a different, peaceful direction here. So, so that is my reading for February. Let's briefly look at these beautiful images again. That's what we're winding down from. This, the Two of Cups, is what we'll be focusing on for the month, and this will be our result, peace, and hopefully new ideas coming along with that. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful February, and I will see you soon. Bye.